What's this? A new channel for gaming videos? I'm in Empires? So many questions. Subscribe if you would be so kind. If you thought the Hermit Bias crossover was ending, you thought wrong. Today we will look at a few more mind-boggling Hermitcraft theories. This first theory really isn't about what's coming next. It has more to do with the idea of how the rift actually works. When something travels through the rift from one world to another, the item has to play by the rules of what I am calling the law of law. You see, we all know Empires as a role-play heavy Minecraft world with tons of highly detailed law. The world of Hermitcraft, on the other hand, isn't nearly as dedicated to preserving its law, and it's more about people from real life playing Minecraft on a server together, just to have a little bit of fun. Each world plays by its own rules when it comes to the amount of law that takes place, and those rules can generally not be broken. It's very rare that we see most of the Emperor's breaking character or the Hermit's role-playing or making law, with some very notable exceptions such as Doc M77 and Rendog. The law of law, then, is the idea that in order for the law on each server to remain unbroken, anything that passes through the rift must be changed to fit that law. For example, we all know how Sheriff Jimmy was recently splashed with a law potion, a potion designed to reveal the true law behind whatever it comes into contact with, turning Big Jim into teensy weensy tiny Timmy. Solidarity has remained this way ever since while on Empires. However, after chasing the Hermits through the rift in an effort to make them return to the world of Empires, Jimmy was surprised to discover that in the world of Hermitcraft, he was no longer a toy. You see, living, breathing toys are something that only really belong within the canon of Empires, and it would make little sense for there to be one within the more realistic world of Hermitcraft. So, naturally, it looks like the rift changes the very nature of someone's law to better suit the world they go into. If this theory is true and the law's potion effects don't work on Jimmy while he is in the world of Hermitcraft, then at least for the time being, the sheriff really is a human being. But don't get too excited, Jimmy, because once you make your way back into the world of Empires, I fully expect you to revert back to your toy farm. There is actually a lot of other evidence for this theory too. For example, when Pearlescent Moon originally entered through the rift from Hermitcraft to Empires, her skin changed from the cleaning lady outfit to her Farmer Pearl skin from season 1 of Empires, all to better match the sunflower goddess herself, St. Pearl. Further, when Whip and Lizzie sent their explorers, Snot the Hog and Gary the humanoid fox, we could see a pig and a fox in the background, with all of their special Empires mods removed. What's more, when Pixel Riffs and Whip both passed through the rift, they were no longer wearing the goblin and archaeologist skins that we know and love. For Pixel Riffs, he just had a change of clothes, but for Whip, he had completely changed over from a goblin to a human being. Further, Mythical Sausage's transformation into his Lord Sausage King outfit when he passed through the rift could be explained by the fact that now that Ren the King's tyrannical rule is over, the law of law required that a new king would rise up on Hermitcraft to take his place. All of this and more points to the fact that the law of law is what is called a universal constant, meaning that the law of each world will not, shall not, and cannot change no matter the circumstances. If you try to break the law of law by bringing in something that doesn't really belong in the universe, the object or person will just change to better suit their reality. Mind-blowing, right? The next theory, I think that it's very likely that we will see a Wizard Gem versus Sausage Supreme rematch by the end of the season. If you recall back to episode 33 of Mythical Sausages season 1 on Empires, then you will know that the Lord of Mythland was corrupted by Zarnath into the evil version of himself, Sausage Supreme. Although he was nearly unstoppable at the time, the Warlock was finally defeated when he battled against the Wizard Gem of the Crystal Cliffs. After an intense spellcaster duel, the Wizard Gem finally managed to kill Sausage Supreme, which will lead down a series of events that would finally cleanse Lord Sausage of Mythland of his evil alter ego. For the rest of the season, Sausage Supreme was trapped in an alternate version for the season 1 world, and after Lord Sausage destroyed his summoning circle in the season finale, Evil Sausage vowed his revenge on his good counterpart. At the end of the series, Sausage Supreme consumed a crystal that contained the essence of the Zarnath from the alternate reality, making him grow even more powerful. Fast forward to Empire Season 2, Sausage of Sanctuary came face to face with Sausage Supreme when one of his jumps to another world took him to the parallel universe version of Empires. Sausage Supreme stated that he planned to re-emerge merge with mythical Sausage, allowing him to return to the real world of empires and get his revenge. Later, we see Lord Sausage get his hands on some skull blocks that somehow clung to Sanctuary Sausage when he came to the parallel world, which probably latched onto him after CubFan135 left Skulk all over the server. Sausage Supreme plans to use the Skulk as a magical component to help his evil plans to travel back to the world of empires. Should Sausage ever return to the parallel world, Supreme will be ready for him, and he will bring calamity to the world of empires. But wait, the Wizard Gem no longer exists in the world of empires, so from a storytelling perspective, how would Sausage Supreme get the rematch he so desperately needs if she's long passed away? Well, maybe Wizard Gem is still out there somewhere. If you recall Gemini Tay's lore for this season, then you know that both incarnations of Gem, her current elf self from Hermitcraft and her Princess Gem persona from Empires, are actually the exact same person. Gem is really in fact a shape-shifting celestial being who hops from world to roleplay her different characters. So how does this apply to Wizard Gem? Well, since the wizard is one of the many incarnations of the Gemini Tay, there is a good chance that Princess Gem from Empire Season 2 and Elf Gem from Hermitcraft are actually one and the same with Wizard Gem. It could be possible that if the day ever comes where Sausage of Sanctuary becomes possessed by Sausage Supreme and enters the world of empires, Princess Gem will recognize him and transform into her wizard persona to fight the villain. There's one big issue with this theory, however, because if Wizard Gem were actually Celestial Gem, it would make explaining how she and Count Flip are twins from Season 1 much harder. But it's definitely a cool thought. There are, however, a few other possibilities. First, it's possible that the Wizard Gem is actually the Great Witch Shelby's grandmother, who she has been trying to contact all season about her troubles with the Witch Academy, but this would make Wizard Gem over 1,000 years old, so it also seems unlikely. Finally, and the most likely possibility, we actually got to see Wizard Gem appear in a recent Mythical Sausage episode. After discovering the Staff of Sanctuary in the Temple of the Sun God, Sausage gets transported back in time to the Crystal Cliffs, where he meets Wizard Gem. While she's initially confused at first, Sausage explains to her about his powers, and she gives him one of her magical amethyst crystals to finish his magical staff. As we have seen when Sausage pulled Rendog back in time to the Hermitrix, when he took B-dubs to Hermitcraft Season 8, or when he took Pearl back to Season 1 of Empires, Sausage is actually starting to become more powerful with his world-hopping abilities, as he can now take other people with him. What if Sausage used his time-hopping powers to bring Wizard Gem to the future to fight his evil side? Or worse, what if Supreme takes control of Sausage's dimension-hopping powers to travel back in time to fight Gem herself? Whatever the case may be, the rematch between the spellcasters would definitely rattle reality to its core. If you recall back to our previous Empires times Hermitcraft theory videos, I theorized that due to a number of factors, such as the fact that Grumbot Prime has likely killed his Grian in an alternate version of Hermitcraft, and the fact that Grumbot was likely the one who placed the rift opening button down in the first place, it was likely that he was attempting to invade the Empire's world. And this seems to have turned out to be true now that Grian was forced to build another version of Grumbot in order to reignite the rift in the world of empires. When Grian finally booted up Emperor Grumbot in Hermitopia, the supercomputer concluded that because there was no Mumbo Jumbo within the world of empires, he could not fulfill his sole purpose, to make Mumbo mayor of the server. So naturally, Grumbot decided that the Empire's world must be destroyed. While Grian tried to hide it at first from Catherine, Ollie, Sausage, and Pix, Grumbot made his purpose clear. He was going to purge the entire world of empires, whatever that means. Grian decided that the killer robot was more of a problem for the Emperors more than it was for him, so he planned on leaving it behind as he and the Hermits head their way home. But Sausage and Pix had a plan. After gathering up some TNT from Tumbletown and making a tactical redstone missile, Pixelriffs fired the missile at Grumbot as the Hermits and Emperors battled for control of the rift. Although the missile didn't initially explode, Pixelriffs managed to ignite the TNT, destroying Grumbot for good before Grian had the chance to save his son. But wait, isn't Grumbot connected to a hive mind? As Grumbot initially stated, before Grian went into the world of empires, the reason he knew nothing about the other universe was because the other world didn't have a Grumbot of its own. It was not until Grian built a new Grumbot that he was able to include the Empire's SMP on his database of the universe. This implies that across the multiverse, all Grumbots are connected to one another, like one big brain that transcends time and space. Grian would later go on to confirm that the Grumbot hive mind does in fact exist, meaning that anything that happens to one Grumbot, the others probably remember, now that the emperors are in the world of Hermitcraft and Grumbot Prime still exists, he still knows what they did to him. He knows that they blew him up. And the worst part is, not only does the Empire's SMB not have a Mumbo to make mayor, but as of right now, neither does Hermitcraft. You see, in the real world, Mumbo Jumbo took a few months off from making videos for some well-deserved personal time. So it's possible that Grumbot Prime will decide that the Hermitcraft world needs to be purged as well. With no Mumbo Jumbo, Grumbot has no purpose, leaving both worlds in terrible danger. But there is a glimmer of hope. You see, while he has yet to rejoin Hermitcraft, Mumbo has recently returned from his trip and has started uploading videos again, meaning that he might be planning to return to the Hermitcraft server sometime soon. But let's just be sure to have patience, as Mumbo should only join whenever he's ready. His name is Mumbo Jumbo, and he is our only hope at stopping what's coming. Thanks for watching. Bye!